Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you have planned to watch our video here. Today we are going to get into Unit 10. This is Unit 10, Lesson 1, and we're just going to do some slope review on this lesson. Looks a little bit different than what we normally see, so just realize that that is what we're doing here. Looks just a little bit different. That's okay. We are going to go through, like I said, slope review. We have a few different things that go with slope. And how we find slope. So let's just start out here on Unit 10, Lesson 1, slope review. Notice across the side here, we have the equation y equals mx plus b. That's our equation of slope-intercept form. Why do we call it slope-intercept form? Because we're given two pieces of information. We're given the slope, which is our m, and we're given the y-intercept, which is the b. And also the sign is important when dealing with our y-intercept. So slope tells you how far you change from one point to the next. The y-intercept tells us where on the y-axis we are going to start. Okay? Other things that we remind ourselves of when we're talking about slope, we have what slope actually looks like. So if we have over here on the right side of our screen, we have m, our slope equals y over x. That's y over x, which is the change in y and the change in x, or your vertical change, your up and down. Vertical can be down as well. And your horizontal change, and that's your left and right. So how much do you move vertical, up or down? How much do you move left or right? Other things that we got with our slope. Again, this is all review, things that we should already have known, things that we have taught in the past. We got our slope man here, or slope woman, your choice when you start drawing. We have a couple different slopes. First thing we talk about when our slope is that we have a positive slope. Positive slope from left to right goes uphill. Negative slope, that's a positive slope. A negative slope goes downhill. That's our negative slope. We have a slope that is undefined. That's why we're going to use a letter U here. Undefined. It's a slope that is straight up and down, as if you were climbing a rope in gym class. Straight up and down slope. Then we have a slope that looks like this. It is a completely flat slope, just like this gentleman is walking across, and that is a slope of 0. Okay. Positive goes uphill, negative downhill. Undefined slope is like a rope that you're climbing in gym class. Our slope of 0 is a flat piece of ground that you walk across everywhere. And then you can give your friend some ears if you want. Give him some cool spiky hair, kind of looks like Bart Simpson, whatever. You can give him however you want to look, with some fancy clothes on them as well. And again, across the bottom, again, we have a positive going uphill, a negative going downhill, undefined going up and down, and our slope that goes across here is a slope of 0, horizontal slope there. Let's keep going. Write some equations in slope-intercept form. Remember, B is the y-intercept. Okay, and that's not supposed to be in. M is the slope. That N is supposed to be right here. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. M is the slope, not the slop, the slope. And B is our y-intercept. Remember, our equation is y equals mx plus b. M is our slope, b is our y-intercept. Okay. Slope-intercept form. We're going to first make a table when x is 0, when we have x or y, we have a there. Here's our equation, our slope-intercept form when we have y equals, we're going to put our m in, x, and then b is negative 7. Excuse me. Y equals 3x minus 7. Let's create a table. When x is 0, our y is that negative 7 number. We put it in here. 3 times 0 minus 7. Let's pick 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Pick 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Notice that our slope as y goes up 3 plus 3, x goes up 1. So our slope, our change in y over our change in x equals plus 3 over plus 1, which is our slope, 3. Okay, and we're going to keep going. Sorry, I'm going to have to erase this information here. So as you see it, please make sure that you copy that down. Pause the video if you need to. And keep going here. Well, here's a graph. Let's find the graph of this, the slope of this graph. Okay, pick 2 points. Point here, I'm going to create that point is negative 2 on the x, negative 1 on the y. This point here is 1 on the x and 1 on the y. Okay, you do this a couple different ways. We're going to use a growth triangle this first time. Let's go our vertical change up 2 plus 2 to the right 1, 2, 3 plus 3. So our slope is change in y over change in x, which is up 2 over 3. Our slope equals 2/3. You're all done. That's how you find your slope from a graph. Okay? Using that growth triangle is what we call that, a growth triangle. We make a little growth triangle. Again, I'm going to clear those drawings, so please pause the video if you need to copy those notes down. Let's see it for the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, looking at our scale, we're going up 10 each time, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and so on. So this is over 1 up 30. Okay, so I'm going to put that over here, 1, 30. Our second point is over 2 up 60. Okay. So we're going to do y2, our second y coordinate, 60, minus our first y coordinate, over our second x coordinate minus your first x coordinate. 60 minus 30 is 30. 2 minus 1 is 1. So our slope is 30 over 1, or just 30. Okay. Found that with the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And that is it for this lesson. I know there's some things down here as well, but we'll talk about those in class and do that in class together. Have a great day. If you have any questions, please let me know. Send me a message on Schoology or send me an email. Have a great day.